Good morning, math wizards. Are you ready for some Eureka math? What does Eureka mean? Translated into the English language, it means I have found it. And what have we found? We found the best way to learn math, and that is more valuable than gold. Let's take a look at our objective today. We already completed the sprint, and that was multiplying and dividing with 1 and 0. So our objective today is solve two-step word problems. So we have 2 steps involving all 4 operations and assess the reasonableness of the solutions. Well, what are the 4 operations? What does that mean? Oh, I think I can help you, Mr. Leggett. I know what the 4 operations are. Well, good morning, Math Mutt. Please tell us what the 4 operations are. Well, I'll go in the order that I like. First, addition. Next, subtraction. Followed by multiplication. And then division. Those are the 4 operations they're talking about at Eureka Math. Well, thank you, Math Mutt. Are you going to stick around to help us out as this lesson goes on? Yes, of course I will. Okay, thank you very much for that. So like Math Mutt says, these word problems are going to include all 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So let's get right started with our very first one. We do a lot of annotating. So we'll start off with this concept development. Joe has $173 already in the bank. So that is something we know. So we're going to underline that, and I'm going to circle 173. With these two-step word problems, you got to be really careful if you expect to get them correct. Next thing we find out is that he earns the same amount of money each week for 7 weeks. Going to circle 7. And puts this money in the bank. Now, Joe has $208 in the bank, and I'm going to circle 208. What we're trying to find out is how much money does Joe earn each week? So let's look at this problem. We know he started already with $173 in the bank. He earned the same amount of money each week for 7 weeks. And then he puts this money in the bank. But now Joe's bank account has $208 in it. So it's increased from 208 from 173 after 7 weeks of earning the same amount of money. So to figure out this problem, let's get out the old tape diagram. I'm going to leave myself a little room up here. And let's make our tape diagram. So how much money does Joe have now? Well, we look up here, he has $208. We're going to use all 3 of these numbers. So I'm just going to put 2 little things going out here, and we'll call this $208. Why don't we make it go all the way there? This represents $208. How much did he start off with in the bank? He started out with 173. So let's make a line right here. And we'll say this was $173, okay? So $208 now. He started with 173. When did he get to $208? He got after 7 weeks of earning the same amount of money. So let's make our 7 weeks over here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Each one of these is a week, okay? So how much money did he gain? Well, he started with $208, and he wound up with, he started with 173 and he wound up with 208. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how much extra money he got, how much money he earned. All right, and we're going to call this M. And it's a variable. It's going to represent number of dollars. And I'm going to start down here. I want to leave a little room over here. Joe put in bank. Okay, that's what m's going to represent. So from here to here, m equals what? Well, in order to figure this out, we're going to have to do a little bit of subtraction, right? So let's subtract the total he has now with the total that he had. All right, I'm going to come over here and put 208 minus 173. This is a little bit of a review, right? Okay, what's 8 minus 3? Well, I could go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 5. And some of us still get a little stuck here. We can't take 7 away from 0. I can't take 7 tens away from 0 tens. So we have to take or decompose from the hundreds. That 200 becomes a 100. And this 0 becomes 10 tens. What's 10 tens? 100, right? So what's 10 minus 7? In this case, actually 100 minus 70. 8, 9, 10. It's 3. And so it looks like 1 minus 1 is 0, so we're left with $35. So in that 7 weeks, Joe earned $35. Okay? But now, the question is asking us, how much money does Joe earn each week? It didn't ask us how much money he earned over 7 weeks. The people at Eureka want to know how much money he earned over 7 weeks. So let's take a look. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. And we're going to use another variable. W is going to equal number, and write this with me, of dollars earned each week. Okay, so that's what W is going to equal. How are we going to figure this out? Well, we know this is 35, so we're going to divide 35 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, we used all those numbers right up here. We used 173, 208, and now we're using 7. So let's go ahead and take care of that. 35 divided by 7 equals W. And remember, we could also do 7 times 5, I gave you the answer. 7 times W equals 35. Well, you know what the answer is now, don't you? Okay, so 35 divided by 7 equals W, and 7 times W equals 35. So, we could skip count to figure this out, right? I could say 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, right? So that's 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 35 divided by 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like W equals $5. So we read, we drew, and now let's write. We're going to say Joe earns $5 each week. Okay, Joe earns $5 each week. Okay, you can go ahead and get out your problem set. We're going right to our problem set. There's a lot to do. And let's go ahead and pause that if you need to. And we're going to look at pages 51 and 52 of our problem set. Today's date is January 23rd, 2020. All right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit easier, okay? So we can read, draw, and write a little bit easier. Excuse me. Okay, how does that look? That looks pretty good. I could get in tighter, as they say in the motion business, but I'll leave it as is. Make a couple of marks right there. Stay in the picture. And let's get busy. Okay, it's saying use the read, draw, write process for each problem. Explain why your answer is reasonable. All right, let's start annotating the questions here. Rose has 6 pieces of yarn that are each 9 centimeters long. So let's circle 6 and 9. Here we go. Sasha gives Rose a piece of yarn. Okay? So Sasha gave Rose a piece of yarn. Now, Rose has a total of 81 centimeters of yarn. Okay? What is the length of the yarn that Sasha gives Rose? Okay, so Sasha gives Rose more yarn. It's kind of like our problem with Joe, okay? So let's see what we got to do first. You know what we got to do first. We got to get a tape diagram going. And just start a tape diagram right here. We're going to have to work kind of small to fit all this in. So the first thing we know is that, well, not the first thing we know, we now know that Rose has a total of 81 centimeters of yarn. So our tape diagram is the whole, and it's going to represent 81 centimeters, okay? But now let's figure out what these 6 pieces of yarn that are each 9 centimeters long, let's try to figure that out, okay? So, she has 6 pieces of yarn that are each 9 centimeters long. Let's go ahead and make those 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? These are the pieces. I'm going to label these with a P. Okay? But then we got this extra amount that Sasha gave us, so that now we have a total of 81. Okay, see, these are the pieces Rose already has, and this is the piece that Sasha gave us to make it 81 centimeters. Well, how do we figure out what this was all about, okay? Let's do this. There's 6 pieces and they're 9 centimeters long. So let's use P equals number of centimeters Rose has. This is what she already has. How are we going to figure that out? Well, we know it's 6 and 9. There's 6 pieces of 9 centimeters. So I think we just need to go 6 times 9 equals P, right? So what's 6 times 9? We could use our multiplication chart if we'd like, or we can just, we know how to do the 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. Or we could do this method and just take away 6 and we have 5 10s and 4 1s to get 54. So we're going to say P equals 54. All right, so we know that this is 54. And I'm going to go ahead and put 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 54. Now, we're trying to figure out what is the length of the yarn that Sasha gives Rose. Well, let's use S, and I'm going to put that up here. Told you we're not going to have much room. S equals number of centimeters, and I'm not going to put of yarn. We know what we're dealing with. Number of centimeters Sasha gives Rose, okay? So the number of centimeters that Sasha gives Rose. Well, how are we going to figure that out? We're going to take the whole and we're going to subtract the pieces that Rose already had. So I'll say 81 minus what? Minus 54. So I can't take 4 1s away from 1 1, so I have to take 10 from this 80, so it becomes 11 minus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 minus 4 must be 7. And 7 minus 5, 5, 6, 7 is 2. So it looks like S will equal 27. So let's put S equals 27. Now, we're going to check for reasonableness, okay? And we're going to use a little rounding, okay? So let's round this to the nearest 10, which is 80. And the nearest 10 here is 50. So 80 minus 50 equals what? Well, 8 minus 5, 6, 7, 8 is 3. And we just put the 0 on. So is 30 close to 27? Yes. So we can see that our answer is very reasonable. Let's do a little writing. My answer is reasonable because my estimate, and you're going to have to do this in 5th grade and 4th grade, but a lot in 5th grade. My estimate of 30 centimeters is close to 27 centimeters. All right, so go ahead and write that down. And if you need to, go ahead and pause the video. We're going to move up. Go ahead and pause there if you need to. And then start up when you're ready. Let's look at number 2. Julio spends 29 minutes doing his spelling homework, okay? I'm going to circle the 29. He then completes each math problem in 4 minutes, okay? There are 7 math problems. Oops, that's what we know. Circle that 7. How many minutes does Julio spend on his homework in all? Okay, well, let's figure this out. And of course, we're going to use our favorite Los tape diagram. So we'll go like this. We'll make a tape diagram. Well, we know that he spends 29 minutes doing his spelling homework. So I'm going to put this right here and make 29. I'll label it right here. 29 minutes. Okay? We know that he spends 4 minutes on each math problem. So and it's 7 math problems, so let's do a boxes of 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we know he spends 4 minutes on each problem. So we're going to put a little 4 in each of these to show, and this will show that we're going to need to do some multiplication. What we're trying to find out is how many minutes does Julio spend on his homework in all. That's the unknown. And I'm going to put an M there for minutes. That's what we do not know. So how are we going to figure this out? Well, the first thing we need to do is show that M equals number of minutes. Okay? We got that. M equals number of minutes. Now, let's try to figure out this right here, which I'm going to call, let's call it H for math homework. H equals number of minutes spent on math. And this is a lot of writing, this lesson. So we have M equals number of minutes total, H equals number of minutes spent on math. And these are variables, they're unknown. How are we going to figure this one out? Well, I think the first thing we should do is we go 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. But an easier way to do it would be what? Yeah, you got it. 4 times 7 equals H. So what does 4 times 7 equal? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Let's do that again. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So H equals 28. So he spends 28 minutes on his math, but now we need to find out the total number spent on his homework. So we're going to take 29 plus 28. So let's write that down. I'm going to give you guys a moment to catch up. So it's 9 plus 8. Well, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there's my 17. I'm going to bring my 10 over there. There's 10, there's 7. We haven't done addition in a while, so nice little review here. Okay, what's my tens column? 2, 4, 5. So it's 57. So it looks like he spends 57 minutes on his homework altogether. But let's figure out if this is reasonable. We're going to do a little rounding, okay? So what's 30? Let's round this to the nearest tens. 29 is closer to 30, or 20 is closer to 30. 28 is closer to 30 or 20, it's closer to 30. So we would just do 30 plus 30, and we would get 60. Is 60 close to 57? Yes. So let's write this down now. My answer is reasonable because 60 is close to 57. There, that's my estimate, because my estimate of 60 is close to 57. C. Okay, we're going to continue on. Go ahead and pause that if you need to catch up. I'm going to flip this paper over. We have 3 more to go. These are big, heavy-duty problems. Pearl buys 125 stickers. She gives 53 stickers to her little sister. How nice. Pearl then puts 9 stickers on each page of her album. Loves collecting stickers. If she uses all of her remaining stickers on how many pages does Pearl put stickers on? A lot going on here. So the first thing we're going to start off with is her 125 stickers. And we're going to make a tape diagram. And our hole is 125. This is 125 stickers. And I'm just going to put an S for stickers. Okay, we know that she gives 53 stickers to her little sister. So I'm going to make a bar here and put 53 S for stickers there, okay? Then she's going to put 9 stickers on each page of her album, okay? This is what we don't know. We're going to put a 9 here, dot, 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 question mark, dot, 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 and 9. This is our big unknown, and I'm going to call this P for pages, all right? So, we got a lot to figure out. So this is going to be, P actually is going to stand for the number of stickers she has left. So P equals number of stickers Pearl has left. What do we mean by left? Well, she gave away 53 to her little sister. So the first thing we have to do is do a little subtraction. Let's go over here. 125 minus the 53 she gave her little sister. Okay, 5 take away 3, we know is 2. I can't take 5 tens away from 2 ones, so this is going to become 0, and that'll be 12. What's 12 minus 5? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It looks like it's 72 is the total. So we can say P equals 72. But we still need, if she uses all of her remaining stickers, on how many pages does Pearl put the stickers? Well, we have 72 stickers, and she can put 9 stickers on each page. So what we have to do is 72 divided by 9 equals P. Not P. Equals, what can we call it? I can't call it pages. Let's call it equals N for, I don't know, something. And we can also say that 9 times N equals 72. So think about what this could be, all right? Let's think about our 9s. 9 times the number equals 72. Well, I know 9 times 9 is 81. So what do we think it is? If you said 8, you're absolutely correct. And we're going to say n equals 8. We have no room to talk about our reasonableness, but we can talk about how many pages she puts stickers on. So we could say Pearl puts stickers on 8 pages, okay? Once again, you could pause that to catch up, but you can see how this works. There's the 125. She gave away 53. She puts 9 stickers on each page. We know that we figured out it was 72 right here, right? So we had 72, and we divided that by 9, and we got 8. So there were 8 pages left. All right, let's go to number 4. Tanner's beaker had 45 milliliters of water in it at first. I'm going to circle the 45. After each of his friends poured in 8 milliliters, I'm going to circle the 8, the beaker contained 93 milliliters. How many friends poured water into Tanner's beaker? Well, once again, we're going to start with a tape diagram. And originally, how much water did Tanner's beaker have in it? Well, it looks like it had 45. So we're going to go ahead and write 45 milliliters, okay? What we don't know here is how many friends. We know they poured in 8 each, okay? So let's put 8, ... question mark, ... 8. And we know that the total beaker is 93. So what's the first thing I have to do? I have to figure out how much is in here. And I'm just going to go like this and put water, W. So W will equal how much water was poured into Tanner's beaker, okay? First thing we got to do is 93 minus 45. Like Math Mud said, we got to do every sort of operation here, right? We've been doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Let's get going. I can't take 5 ones away from 3 ones, so I'm going to make that an 8. Going to take those 10s and put them over here. What's 13 minus 5? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 8. And 8 minus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 4. It means it's 48 milliliters. So his friends put in 48 milliliters. That gives us 93. 45 plus 43. Let's double check that. There's the 45 he started off with. And then we're going to add on the 48, not 43. So we should get 93. 5 plus 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Bring the 1 over. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And look, we have the 93 milliliters. So we're on the right track here. And I'll go put milliliters there if I like. Now, what we need to figure out is we know the friends put in 48. So we have to figure out, well, we know now that W equals 48. But how many friends? I'm going to call it F, all right? So we could say 48, right, divided by 8 equals number of friends, all right? We come down here and we can say 8 times F equals 48. What do we think it is? I'm going to go like this. Blank friends poured water into Tanner's beaker. This is a tough lesson. So you think about that and you fill that in. Okay, Math Mutt, you want to help out on this one? Oh, Mr. Leggett, I do. All right, Math Mutt, let's read this last one together. I'm not going to do this one. You mean you're going to let the students try and figure this one out? Yeah, I am. Should I give them some sort of reward? Oh, I think a reward would be in order if they indeed could figure this out. All right, Math Mutt, let's start reading. Cora weighs 4 new identical pencils and a ruler. Okay, this is what we know, right, Math Mutt? That Cora weighs 4 new identical pencils and 1 ruler. I'm just going to circle A, because the A will mean 1. Yeah, exactly. Let's continue reading, Math Mutt. The total weight of these items is 55 grams. Circle the 55, Mr. Leggett. Okay, I will. Hey, Math Mutt, how much is a gram? What weighs 1 gram? Do you remember? Oh, yes. A pepper clip weighs 1 gram. Yeah, just about. I think exactly. Well, we could argue about that later. Let's take a look what continues on. She weighs the ruler by itself, and it weighs 19 grams. Okay? This is what we need to find out, boys and girls. How much does each pencil weigh? Oh, this could be very difficult, Mr. Leggett. Are you going to help them with at least a tape diagram? Yeah, I will, Math Mutt. I will do that. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Math Mutt. All right, so what we have, the total weight of these items is 55 G's, 55 grams. All right? The ruler weighed 19. Then we have 4 pencils. And I'm just going to say each pencil weighs blank grams. There you go. Good luck with that. Thank you for sticking through this very difficult lesson.